Hi everyone, I'm Chris LaFont, and this is Movie Time with Chris. The channel devoted specifically to movies, movie trailer reactions, movie reviews, movie birthdays, with a few other special videos along the way. Now hey, if that sounds like something that you're into, if you love the trailer reactions, if you want the movie reviews before you go check it out at the theater, or if you just love movies, subscribe to this channel. You're going to get all of that great content and then some. Today is Friday, which means it's a celebration. We're going to be celebrating some movie birthdays. So let's go ahead, jump right into it. There's a lot of movies this week, so I'm going to try to keep each one kind of short. Excuse me. First batch celebrating their 5th birthday this week, we have Turbo, The Conjuring, Blackfish, Red 2, Only God Forgives, and R.I.P.D. So 6 movies this week, 5 years ago. Let's just go ahead and start with the first one. Turbo, directed by David Soren, and it stars Ryan Reynolds as the voice of Turbo. I actually did not get a chance to see this one, but I really wanted to, and I can't find it anywhere. It's not on Netflix, it's not on Hulu, it's not on Prime, I can't find it. So, you know, it's a story about a snail that, you know, something happens to him and all of a sudden he's not slow, he's super fast. And he gets to fulfill his dream of racing in the Indy 500. So, I mean, the whole premise just sounds outlandish and amazing, and I want to see it. I just didn't get a chance to, unfortunately. So many other movies. But please comment, let me know what I'm missing out on. The Conjuring, directed by James Wan, stars Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga. I butchered her last name, I'm sorry. But I mean, this movie, what do I even have to say about it? You know, everyone knows this movie, and it spawned so many others. It had the sequel that came out, and then they had Annabelle, and Annabelle Creation, and Annabelle the Beginning, and Annabelle's Really a Raggedy Ann Doll, and you know, now they're gonna have The Nun, and it's just, so many people are so drawn to this, and it's a legitimately scary movie. It took the whole concept of, this is scary. Forget gore, this is scary. And I think that's what drew so many people to it. So, plus it wasn't, you know, a Paranormal Activity movie where, you know, it's, they try to make it real, but it's not real, and I don't know, it just doesn't have the same effect to see those, everything through a camera screen. This one, amazing job, so that's why it was so successful and spawned all the others. Not to say Paranormal Activity wasn't successful, but that whole camera concept, I think, kind of died out. Blackfish, directed by Gabriella Calperthwaite. Yeah. Documentary about SeaWorld and keeping these orcas in captivity, how it shortens their lifespan. You know, maybe it does. I'm not a vet, but I know that a lot of the stuff that was in there was taken out of context, misportrayed. They made the movie because one of the trainers was killed by one of the orcas. But, you know, for my own personal reasons and things that are going on in my life, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and jump on the Bash SeaWorld bandwagon. Yeah, I just bash SeaWorld. That's it. Boo. um, the movie, it it did its job. Um, it cost the company a lot of money. Their stocks went down. The CEO lied about it. Was being investigated or still being investigated by the SEC about that whole thing. um, SeaWorld has stopped their their shows with the orcas. Now it's more of a learning from them type of thing. They don't make them do tricks and such. It's, hey, how can we help these animals? But could be too little, too late. Still, boo SeaWorld. Red 2. This movie is directed by Dean Parisot. It stars Bruce Willis, Helen Mirren, John Malkovich, who, if anyone knows anything about me, knows I love John Malkovich. He's one of my top 3 favorite actors of all time. This movie, okay, I saw the first one. I remember the first one. This one, I was working at the theater. We were still dealing with 35 millimeter print. I was a projectionist. Actually, I was a manager. I built this film, and then I had to screen it. And I fell asleep. I took that as a sign for me to not go any further with the movie. There were times when I was there screening movies at the theater till, the next morning, 7 a.m. there all night. This one put me to sleep. That, never happened. So I took that as a sign. I didn't really give it a chance. Maybe I'm wrong, but hey, it's a sequel. 98% of the time, sequels aren't as good as the original anyway, so if I'm wrong, let me know in the comment section. Maybe I got it wrong. I don't think I did, but maybe I did. Moving on. A lot of movies. Only God Forgives. This movie was directed by Nicholas Winding Refn. Sorry if I butchered that, but that's how it's spelled. And it stars Ryan Gosling. And let me tell you about this movie. I'd say maybe within the first 2 to 3 minutes of the movie, I was bored. Definitely by an hour into the movie, I wanted the cop, the bad guy, to kill me. It was just rough to sit through this, and the movie is under 90 minutes long. So that includes credits. It's just, I did not enjoy this movie at all, which is unfortunate because I think Ryan Gosling has a lot of talent, a lot of potential, but sometimes he just gets stuck in these movies that are just, what? Maybe he needs a new agent or something. I don't know, but he's got a good future. His past is kind of, but don't watch that movie if you have time. Don't stab yourself in the eye. R.I.P.D. Rest in Peace Division. Directed by Robert Schwentke. And it stars Ryan Reynolds and Jeff Bridges. Now this movie, Kevin Bacon's the bad guy. Ryan Reynolds dies, and because he's a cop, he goes into this Rest in Peace division where it's like dead cops who kind of stop spirits / zombies from kind of coming back and taking over the world and wreaking havoc. And the concept was interesting. The movie was funny. I enjoyed it. I thought it was great. Say what you want about it. Maybe it didn't do that great at the theater, but I don't care. I know I unfortunately didn't pay to see it because I worked at the theater, so I got in for free. But this movie would have been worth it had I paid. It's great. But again, a lot of movies Gotta keep it going. Gotta keep it going. Gotta keep it going. Moving on. Moving on. Celebrating their 10th birthday this week, we have Space Chimps, Mamma Mia, and The Dark Knight. So let's start with Space Chimps. It's directed by Kirk D'Amico. It stars Stanley Tucci, Jeff Daniels. I think I saw this movie. I don't remember seeing this movie. But I think I saw it. You know, something about there's a disaster, cost a lot of money in space. They don't want to send humans. They send these chimps and space chimps. Moving on. Mamma Mia. Ironically, celebrating its 10th birthday this week because the sequel, Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again, came out today. So, 10 years apart. But, you know, the one thing I could say I liked about this film was the music, you know. I like older music. I like ABBA. So, I like the music. The story of, you know, the girl gonna get married, trying to find her real father. There's like 18 different guys that are candidates because her mother is clearly Blanche Devereaux from Golden Girls. But, you know, check it out, if not for anything, the music. But I know some people that have already seen the second one. They saw it earlier today. They said it was really good. It was better than the first. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll give it a shot. But again, 98% of the time, sequels are not as good as originals. But we'll see. And The Dark Knight. Excuse me. I know a lot of people were talking about The Dark Knight a few days ago when it actually had its, you know, 10 years to the day that it came out, which was, I think, Wednesday. But, you know, this movie still holds up. It's Christopher Nolan, and, you know, I've said this before, I don't think he could do any wrong. Whatever the man touches is gold. And, you know, Christian Bale back as Batman. I know I saw it a few times in the theater. A lot of people were there clearing their throat throughout the movie, hoping that Christian Bale would do that, because his whole "I'm not wearing hockey pads" was a little too much for people. But you could get distracted by that, or you could forget about that, I should say, because Heath Ledger's performance as the Joker was just phenomenal. Phenomenal. You know, a lot of people back and forth. Jack Nicholson's the Joker, his was the best. Heath Ledger's is the Joker, his was the best. Jack Nicholson, yes, but his was more like, I don't know, comic booky. And I still love it, you know. There's a theater in town, Epic Theaters. They're going to be showing Batman this Sunday. Tim Burton's Batman this Sunday. I'm going to be there checking it out because I loved it. So, nothing against Jack Nicholson's performance. He did great. But Heath Ledger's performance of this movie being The Dark Knight, the second in a trilogy, which is always darker, and Heath Ledger took it there. A very dark Joker. And unbelievable performance. Knocked it out of the ballpark. And not just the Little League. We're talking Fenway. Amazing. This movie, I just... Putting the raspy voice aside, perfect movie. Perfect. Got to keep going. Moving on, moving on, moving on. 14 minutes. We're only 10 years into it. So, moving on. Celebrating their 15th birthday this week, the teenagers. We have Johnny English and Bad Boys 2. Johnny English, directed by Peter Howitt, stars Roman Atkinson and John Malkovich. Now, if you follow my channel, you know how I feel about these movies. Because just a few weeks ago, it might have been 2 or 3 weeks ago, I was doing the birthday video and Get Smart was celebrating its birthday. I think Get Smart was celebrating like its 10th birthday. I don't think you should spoof spy movies. You know, say what you want about these movies. Yeah, Austin Powers has funny moments, but the movie overall, I don't think you should spoof spy movies. Leave them alone. The Bournes, the Takens, the, Equalizers, the Bonds. Leave them alone. Don't spoof them. They're amazing the way they are. For that reason, I never saw this movie. My girlfriend says she loved it. That's still not enough to get me to see this movie. It's just how I feel. Closed-minded, I guess. I don't know. I'm open-minded to everything else. And Bad Boys 2, directed by Michael Bay. Michael Bay had some good stuff, and then, I don't know, he got lost in Transformers. He's out there in Cybertron and just... Movie stars Will Smith, Martin Lawrence, and they're back in a sequel that actually holds up to the first one. In a rare instance, as I've been saying throughout this video, the second one really is not bad. There's, the ending, the whole, that's how you're supposed to shoot. Yeah, that's, But otherwise, this movie definitely holds up to the first one. They're still the narcotics cops. They're trying to stop the biggest dealer of ecstasy in the country, and just to watch them do it, it's just like the first one. They screw up for the first 3/4 of the movie and then get their act together. They screw up the same way in this movie and then they get their act together. This movie, great. Love it. Love the storyline. Definitely holds up to the first one. If you didn't give this one a chance, definitely give it a chance. Check it out. If not for any reason other than the fact that obviously they saw potential in the sense that they're making Bad Boys 3, and I can't wait. Let's get on. Moving on. Gotta go. Trying to keep this under 20 minutes probably won't happen. Celebrating 20th birthday this week, the adult of the group, There's Something About Mary. Directed by Bobby and Peter Farrelly. Stars Cameron Diaz, Matt Dillon, Ben Stiller. Iconic movie, The dog completely in the cast. Her with her hair gel sticking up, Just the whole concept. He was digging her in high school, supposed to go to prom, had an unfortunate, painful accident, gets older, runs into her, trying to get back with her, but, she's dating Brett Favre, however Ben Stiller tries to pronounce it in the movie, but the movie is just, it's a good time. If you just want to sit down, forget your worries, and have a good laugh, There's Something About Mary. But hey, tried to go through them quick. Let me know what you thought about these movies in the comment section below. As always, you can find me on Instagram, Movie Time with Chris. where you're going to see the little snippets of everything I'm working on, stuff I'm uploading, stuff that should have been uploaded already. And yeah, check that out. Check out the Instagram, read the captions. I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. And if you do, I like to call that the trailer to my channel. So if you like that, come back to the channel and subscribe. You're going to get all of that great content and then some. Now, I like to say and then some because, hey, if you guys have any questions, movie related, anything, any questions, a topic that you want to hear about, a video that you want to see, shoot me an email at movietimewithchris@gmail.com. I'm going to check that email multiple times a day so I will not miss your message. And I can guarantee that the question you have, the topic you want to hear about, or the video you want to see will definitely come up in a future video on this channel. I'm here for you. So tell me what you want to see. Keep the communication two ways, not just one. Don't just have me talking to you. Give me some feedback, guys. But hey, like always, if you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up, share it with your friends, be sure to subscribe, and until next time, take care.